Mr. President, I rise today to say enough.
Senators decry what they deem a lack of truth and decency.
And when such behavior emanates from the top of our government, it is something else. It is dangerous to a democracy.
The White House now responding. Did the mission change? A new twist in that deadly ambush on U.S. Special Forces. NBC News exclusive. Our team in Cuba and new evidence on the trail of those alleged sonic attacks on American diplomats. Highway horror. Teens charged with murder, accused of tossing rocks off an overpass with deadly consequences.
He took away a child's father and the love of my life.
Targeting cancer. Doctors report amazing results in patients out of options, tumors disappearing. And change in store as a pair of big brands split up after a century. Also, the loss of a beloved TV star.
This is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Good evening, and thank you for being with us. In a year of stunning, unheard of political moments, you almost have to pause for a moment to take in just how extraordinary it was to hear not one, but two Republican U.S. senators publicly rebuke the integrity and character of a sitting American president in the terms we heard today. From Bob Corker, President Trump has, quote, debased the United States. And this from Jeff Flake as he announced his retirement plans.
Reckless, outrageous, and undignified behavior has become excused and countenanced as telling it like it is, when it is actually just reckless, outrageous, and undignified. And when such behavior emanates from the top of our government, it is something else. It is dangerous to a democracy.
Flake and Corker, both unburdened of re-election worries and with little to lose, speaking their truth to power today at a time the president can ill afford to lose Republican support for his agenda. Our chief White House correspondent, Hallie Jackson, has details.
We must be unafraid to stand up and speak out as if our country depends on it, because it does.
In a remarkable, relentless critique of Donald Trump, Arizona Republican Senator Jeff Flake announcing he'll retire rather than keep working with a leader he finds dangerous to democracy.
The principles that underlie our politics, the values of our founding, are too vital to our identity and to our survival to allow them to be compromised by the requirements of politics. Because politics can make us silent when we should speak, and silence can equal complicity. I have children and grandchildren to answer to, and so, Mr. President, I will not be complicit or silent.
The senator's voice thick with emotion.
When we remain silent and fail to act, when we know that silence and inaction is the wrong thing to do because of political considerations, because we might make enemies, because we might alienate the base, we dishonor our principles and forsake our obligations. Those things are far more important than politics. If we simply become inured to this condition, thinking that it is just politics as usual, then heaven help us. Without fear of the consequences and without consideration of the rules of what is politically safe or palatable, we must stop pretending that the degradation of our politics and the conduct of some in our executive branch are normal. They are not normal.
And neither was today. Extraordinary on every level as a political earthquake shakes the GOP so hard it's splintered. It's not just Flake. Another retiring Republican, Senator Bob Corker, is now accusing the president of debasing the U.S. on the world stage.
I don't think there's any question, but that's the case, just in the way that he conducts himself and goes to such a low level.
Corker never called Donald Trump a liar, but suggested he is, capping a morning in which the president slammed the head of the Foreign Relations Committee as a lightweight and incompetent. By lunchtime, as the president visited Capitol Hill, some senators had popcorn ready for a show, but Corker and the president never talked. The drama, instead, came when Flake announced he'd leave the Senate in early 2019. Politically, he was in jeopardy back home in a risky re-election fight. But for the next year, he and other Republicans could block parts of the president's agenda, stalled so far. No health care reform, no big infrastructure package, no tax cuts yet, with no margin for error in the party.
Does the president feel like he's winning?
I think he feels like America's winning.
The White House dismissing the senator's stunning comments as simply petty.
The people of this country didn't elect somebody to be weak. They elected somebody to be strong. And when he gets hit, he's going to hit back.
And as Bob Corker tweets again today about what he's called the adult daycare that is the White House, worth remembering he was an early supporter of then candidate Trump. Donald Trump from the very beginning divided his own party. Now the attitude here at the White House seems to be toward Republicans, get on board or get out. Lester?
All right, Hallie Jackson, thank you. And for some perspective on this, let's turn to political director and Meet the Press moderator Chuck Todd. Chuck, as we pointed out, Corker and Flake have little to lose here, but what kind of position do they put other Republicans in with this?
Well, look, it is clear that we have a fight for the soul of the Republican Party, but it isn't right now being litigated on issues. It's being litigated on character and personality. And I will say this, it is putting, on one hand, Corker and Flake are not alone. On the other hand, they are free to make these charges since neither one of them plans on running for re-election in 2018. It does create this divide inside the party that will play itself out not just in primaries, where it'll be Trump versus the establishment, but general elections too, where Corker may become an asset to Democrats. Everything is going to be just thrown up into the air, that's for sure.
All right, Chuck Todd. Chuck, thank you. There are new developments tonight in the investigation into that deadly ambush in Niger on U.S. Special Forces and new questions about whether the mission they were on changed to include hunting down a top terrorist. NBC's Hans Nichols has details.
Leaving Niger's capital on October 3rd, the Special Forces thought that contact with the enemy was unlikely. But according to two military officials, the elite Special Forces changed their mission in the field, from reconnaissance to pursuit of a suspected ISIS recruiter. They spent the night camped out, still looking for their target. In the morning, they met with village elders where investigators suspect they were intentionally delayed. They were ambushed returning to their outpost and waited a full hour before calling for air support. Minutes later, a drone with surveillance arrived.
About 2 hours after the initial contact was made, the initial French Mirages arrived overhead.
The battle continued into the evening when American wounded were evacuated by a French helicopter. Later that night, the dead were loaded onto a helicopter operated by an American contractor. But Sergeant LaDavid Johnson was missing. 2.5 days after the ambush, his body was discovered by Nigerian forces. As ISIS strongholds fall in Iraq and Syria, the Pentagon is bracing to fight terrorists across the globe.
At the time, they said go to Libya. Then they stopped saying go to Libya. They said go to Philippines. Now they can't go to Philippines. So they're running out of places to go.
In the Philippines, there are 200 to 300 U.S. troops helping to fight ISIS. In Africa, roughly 6,000 American troops are deployed in Niger, Cameroon, and Somalia. The biggest outpost, 4,000 troops in Djibouti, is a launch pad for missions into Yemen. The Army service records of those 4 killed indicate that they had limited combat experience, potentially raising more questions about why they ended up on such a risky mission in West Africa. Hans Nichols, NBC News, the Pentagon.
Now to an NBC News exclusive on those alleged sonic attacks against American diplomats in Cuba. For the first time, the Cuban officials investigating those incidents are speaking out, denying their country had anything to do with it. To our chief foreign affairs correspondent, Andrea Mitchell, who went to the Havana neighborhood at the center of the mystery.
Tonight, the U.S. Embassy in Havana virtually shut down. U.S.-Cuba relations in an escalating crisis. Now 24 American embassy staff have reported mystery ailments. President Trump blaming the Cubans.
But I do believe Cuba is responsible.
Now in their first interview, Cuba's investigative team, top security officials and a doctor pushing back. Did you do it?
Without hesitation, I'm telling you no.
The colonel says they've had nearly 2,000 people looking into the charge that U.S. diplomats were targeted by a sonic weapon, suffering a range of symptoms: hearing loss, headaches, nausea, even mild traumatic brain injury.
Cuba doesn't possess this technology. Cuba has never produced these types of weapons.
Let me play for all of you the sound that... This is what some diplomats reportedly say they'd heard. But a document the Cubans provided to NBC News says that audio was not at acoustic levels damaging to health. And American experts telling us there's no known technology that explains these symptoms.
There's never been any kind of physiological response that reflects the symptoms that have been reported that have been ever caused by sound waves of any type.
And this is the room? We went inside the hotel room where one of the incidents was reported. He said there were vibrations through this window. Another diplomat lived here and many others nearby. The Cubans say they interviewed more than 300 neighbors, conducted dozens of medical exams, took air and soil samples, studied insects, toxic chemicals, and electromagnetic waves. Nothing panned out.
Not even one person was sick.
Not even one person in the neighborhoods was affected the same way. What about speculation Cuban hardliners are to blame to derail diplomatic relations? They say no way. Or perhaps a third country, Russia. No other country could have done this.
We don't have definitive answers yet, but Cuba has never allowed, nor would we ever allow, our territory to be used in this way.
The Cuban doctor in charge frustrated that the U.S. won't let him talk to the American doctors on the case.
Medically, let us do it together. And let's find what is happening, because there are people that are sick. We want to discover why.
Well, today, the FBI was in Havana meeting with the Cuban investigators. U.S. officials tell NBC News that in a classified briefing, administration officials did not blame Cuba for the incidents when they went to the Hill, even though President Trump is holding them responsible. Lester?
But both sides still think it's a mystery.
A mystery, and the Cubans denying that they have anything to do with it.
Andrea Mitchell, thank you. Now to a horrific incident on the highway in Michigan. 5 teens have been charged with murder, accused of throwing rocks off an overpass onto cars below, one of the rocks smashing through a windshield and killing a young father of 4 sitting in a passenger seat. It's an incident leaving families and authorities asking why. NBC's Blake McCoy has more for us.
A young father is dead from a senseless act his fiancée is struggling to comprehend.
He took away a child's father and the love of my life. His stupid act took away a life.
It was from this overpass near Flint, Michigan last week that police say a group of teenagers threw a 6-pound rock that crashed through the windshield of the car Kenneth White was riding in, striking him in the chest and head.
Those kids, they may have thought it was a prank, but it's not a prank when you're throwing 6-pound rocks at vehicles.
Today, the 5 teens appeared in chains and remained mostly silent during a tense arraignment, each entering not guilty pleas for charges that include second-degree murder, as the victim's family listened through tears. The judge denied bond. The high schoolers will be tried as adults and could face life in prison.
It was a willful and wanton act that resulted in somebody's death. These people should have known better.
Investigators say the teens hurled at least 20 rocks from that overpass, hitting at least 8 cars on the highway below. Police say the oldest suspect, 17-year-old Kyle Anger, turned himself in. The 4 other teens, 15 and 16 years old, were arrested shortly after. Tonight, a call for justice for a family torn apart.
Took a good man and a good father.
Look what you have done to a terrific family, a terrific dad. You have taken his life for nothing.
The prosecutor doesn't believe those teens intended to kill anyone at this overpass, but adds they should have known better. Attorneys for 2 of those teens believe the charges will change once it's determined the exact role that each teen played. Lester?
Blake McCoy in Michigan for us tonight. Thank you, Blake. It's been nearly 5 weeks since Hurricane Maria devastated Puerto Rico. 3/4 of the island remains without power still. Now a small company has been awarded the largest government contract to rebuild the power grid there. But Congress has a lot of questions as residents continue to struggle. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez has the latest.
Or we can do like tuna.
In Old San Juan, Juan Ruiz is struggling to prepare meals for a neighborhood desperate for power.
We have many cases that they told us, like, this is the first food I'm having today. I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow.
Now, the largest contract awarded to rebuild Puerto Rico's crippled power grid is under scrutiny. Up to $300 million for a Montana-based company, Whitefish Energy, just 2 years old, with only 2 full-time employees when Maria made landfall.
This doesn't pass the smell test. I mean, Whitefish has received really fishy contract here.
Whitefish, Montana happens to be the hometown of U.S. Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke, though his office says he had nothing to do with the contract. The company now has more than 300 workers in Puerto Rico and says it has experience in mountainous regions.
Others just weren't willing to take that risk and get on a plane and go ask for business.
Puerto Rico's power authority went bankrupt in July after a long history